Oh boy, today's just one of those days where I just need a really fucking big, strong cup of iced coffee. What is up, you guys? How the fuck are you all doing? I am doing fantastic. As you guys can see, I am in a new location of my apartment. Thanks for the suggestion, Victor, my cousin slash nephew slash uncle. I don't entirely know what he is. His mom is like related to my dad. They're like second cousins or something, which would make us like third cousins or not really related. I don't fucking know, but Victor, thanks for the suggestion. I'm trying out what you suggested. Let me know how it looks. Let me know what you think. I have the plant here like you said. I'm sitting on my couch. I am having a conversation with you guys with my little cup of homemade cold brew coffee that I remade this week. Actually, if you guys have not seen, last week I made a video on my channel where I showed you guys how to make the Starbucks cold brew cold foam coffee. So if you guys watch that video and you want a little updated recipe, the correct, real updated recipe, then keep on watching, because this cup of coffee is fucking delicious. Way more delicious than the last one was. The last cup of coffee, the last cold brew I made actually, was kind of bitter and kind of strong because I forgot to add some key ingredients into the cold brew coffee that Starbucks does as well. And it's not my fault. I only did the cold brew once, and then I thought I was like the master of cold brews and cold foam. So the right way to make this coffee right here is to put vanilla syrup inside of the cold brew itself, and then put 1 cup of heavy whipping cream, 3/4 of a cup of milk, and 1/4 of a cup of vanilla syrup. That was my mistake. I put too much milk, which is why it came, the first round of cold brew was extremely watery and extremely bitter because I forgot to add the syrup to the cold brew as well. But this week I made it right, and we have a fresh batch of cold brew coffee, cold foam. The cold foam is obviously gone, but it's still fucking delicious, and I didn't have to put as much as I did last time. I literally had like this much coffee last time and like this much cream. It wasn't even coffee at that point. It was just like sugary diabetes in a cup. But this time we made it correctly and we made it right, and boy, have these last 2 days been a fucking trip. As you guys saw in the beginning of the video, it is raining here in Phoenix this week. It has been raining for the last 2 days, and I fucking hate the rain, which is why I can never live in the fucking Pacific Coast. I cannot live in Oregon, I can't live in Seattle, because it's always fucking raining there, and it's always cloudy, and it's always depressing, and I'm very susceptible to depression. Like, I live in Phoenix, the fucking sunshine state. Or I think that's Florida. Is Florida the sunshine state, or is Phoenix the sunshine state? Either way, Arizona has like bright, sunny, clear skies like 85% of the year, and I thrive on sun. But even living in Phoenix and all the sun that we get, I still get depressed. So could you imagine me living in Seattle or fucking Oregon? I would kill myself. I don't know how I would survive being stuck at home all fucking day when it's rainy and cloudy and sad and there's no sun. I'm gonna brave the weather in a little bit once I'm done filming this video, and I'm gonna go and grab some food. But the reason why I'm filming this video is because I'm a little bit worried. Today, my whole entire family is on a group chat talking about the coronavirus, which I wasn't like that scared of to begin with. I mean, I was a little bit like, oh, this sucks, you know, the flu season's coming back and stronger than ever. A couple of old people are gonna die, and then in a few months, everything's gonna be okay. But everyone in Phoenix is buying all the toilet paper, buying all the bottles of water. I've gotten massive amounts of pictures from my entire family that have gone to like the store, Costco, Target, Walmart to go and buy some essentials, and the shelves being empty of toilet paper and waters. And on top of that, on my social media, all of my friends who live in other parts of the country have also been saying that all of their stock of toiletries and waters are going very, very low. And on top of that, I saw a post from a person who lives in Italy, and they're basically saying that Italy is on lockdown and that nobody is going to work, nobody is going to school, all of the businesses are closed, everybody's staying in, and that this coronavirus is worse than we think. And that scares me because I work at Starbucks and I am around people all fucking day. And America has got to be one of the greediest countries in the world, whereas Europe, Italy, has closed down the entire city. The greed in America is what's going to be the fall of America. because we're still keeping businesses open. We're still keeping fucking traffic of massive amounts of people entering coffee shops and supermarkets, and people are still going to school. Luckily for my school, my college, they actually sent out an email blast today stating that they were going to close down the school for an extended week. And I'm just wondering, like, what's gonna happen if the whole fucking city locks down? What's gonna happen with our rent? What's gonna happen with our bills? What's gonna happen with our money? I am not prepared to starve to death, honestly. Like, I don't know how we're gonna do it. I don't know what's gonna happen. I think it will be really interesting though to see how this plays out over the next couple of weeks. I'm definitely going to be vlogging a lot more and making sit down videos like this a lot more, because I am interested in documenting this whole entire situation. I am very curious to see how this, in the words of RuPaul, let's see how this is gonna play out. And I know I'm like making light of it and I'm kind of making jokes, but it's like, I don't want to panic. I already have anxiety as it is, as a fucking normal cucumber filled with water. I already have anxiety. I'm already prone to depression. I'm not gonna let this be what kills me. Figuratively and literally. I don't want the coronavirus to kill me, but it will not mentally kill me either. And I don't know, I'm just kind of like, I want to take a trip, which sounds fucking crazy because I know I'm talking about like everything being on lockdown and like businesses closing or not closing, but flights are a really good fucking deal right now. There's a round trip flight from Phoenix to New York for $77 right now. A flight from Phoenix to Seattle, round trip, for $43 right now. And I'm like, do I want to take a trip? Do I want to risk it? And I mean, even at the risk of sounding careless, I don't care for the coronavirus. I'm not really afraid of the coronavirus. I would take a trip if I could. I'm off for the next 3 days on Saturday, and I'm just thinking like, do I want to take a trip? I kind of do. But in the same vein, a lot of flights are being canceled. A lot of places are being closed. So if I do take a trip somewhere, if I do go traveling somewhere, what if I get stuck there? What if I go to like New York and they're like, oh, all flights are canceled because the coronavirus has gotten worse, and then I'm stuck in New York, broke, without anywhere to stay, without any money, without any food, and it's like, do I really want to risk flying to New York or flying to Seattle or flying somewhere because of a cheap flight and then getting stuck there, getting fired because I could not come back to work, being stuck in a city that I know nobody in? Is it worth it? I don't know. From now on, we are going to be vlogging my life because this whole entire situation, this pandemic that's going on in the entire world is interesting to me. I find it intriguing. I don't know, it's weird, and I don't know. I know I'm making jokes and I'm trying to make it lighthearted because I really don't want to freak out, but my parents are freaking out, my brother's freaking out, and I'm just like, let's take a trip to New York. That sounds fun. I don't know, guys. What do you guys think of this whole situation? Wherever you are in the world right now, whether it's the United States, Canada, even though that is part of the North America continent, Mexico, Europe, China, wherever you're at, if you're finding this video, I know I have like 37 subscribers, but if somehow you find this video and you're watching all the way to the end, what's going on in your country? What's going on in your town, your city, your state, your neck of the woods? How is the coronavirus affecting all of you guys? I am very curious to know. I'm gonna come back more often and do these types of videos where we just sit and we have a little coffee talk and we sit next to my pretty hibiscus flower that has finally bloomed. Guys, I've had this plant, since when? Since like October or November. And I bought it from a plant stand in Phoenix and it never bloomed. And finally, I brought it inside because it had been outside since October, and winters are a little bit harsh here for these plants, especially since they need a lot of sunlight, but the cold air never allowed it to like fully bloom. And it started to bloom like a bunch of flowers, but since I keep my apartment kind of cold at night, a lot of those flowers have fallen off and died, except for this one. This one is still alive, but in a couple of days, because my air is usually at like 72 degrees at night, and it's like straight from the plant, so like the air hits the plant, and this little guy's gonna die soon. But they started blooming, which is a really nice thing. I like the fact that they're blooming. It makes the apartment look a lot more aesthetically pleasing, especially since the door is like yellow, so it like matches the color of the flower, matches the door. I don't know what else to say, guys. I'm trying not to freak out. I just want to drink my coffee and go eat and live my best life and take a trip somewhere. I don't know. I guess we'll see how this all plays out. Aside from that, I hope that you guys are all keeping yourself safe. Wash your hands if you gotta go to work. Don't breathe. Take care of yourselves, guys. I hope that you're all having a good day and a good week and a good month and a good year and a good life, and I will hopefully see you guys on the next video. Okay, bye.